Tell me
Mhm.
about some of the common misconceptions that people have about pricing a SaaS product.
Totally. This is a very good question. So one of the most common misconception is that pricing is very hard. It's not. What tends to happen is a lot of us go to either grad school, undergrad, business school, and you learn a lot of analytical techniques, and you feel you have to be really analytical to do pricing. That is not really the case. Like, yes, you have to be a little bit analytical, but it requires a lot of first principles thinking. This mental block holds back product marketers, product managers, even CMOs from really thinking about this in a step-by-step fashion. Now, many of them do solve it in a simple fashion, but I think there is a lot of opportunity there. That's number one. Number two is a lot of us think of pricing as the price point. I'll get into conversations and CEO will say, well, they didn't like the price point, or that competitor charges more, but the customer still likes them. That to me points out a fundamental lack of understanding of where pricing sits in the hierarchy of things. So the way I see it, strategy comes before positioning comes before packaging, and at the final point of offering your product to a prospect, do you say, well, this is X dollars per whatever unit metric that you charge. So most often the price point is really the last thing that actually even matters, especially when it comes to software. But people tend to think, oh, well, it's the price point matters. And many folks will say, well, let's just increase the price point by 10%. That's not where most of the problems are. Most of the problems actually happen upstream in the pricing structure. And most of the value is also unlocked in the pricing structure. So those are two very common misconceptions when it comes to SaaS pricing or software pricing.
Okay, interesting. So a lot of SaaS leaders are overcomplicating the process of actually setting that price point and kind of trying to take, as you said, an overly analytical approach to it, when really it is quite simple if you can break down those logical steps. And as you mentioned, those steps are this pyramid that exists.
Right.
And the foundation of that pyramid is not the price.
Exactly.
The tiny little tiny triangle right at the top is the price, but everything else before that leads up to the price. And I suppose that would make it a more logical or an easier path to take. And then the landing at that price makes sense once you've kind of ironed out all the pieces below.